All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the Pals podcast. I'm your host, I guess co-host now, Ricky Liordi, and
Danielle Galarno. I gotta sound weird.
Danny's back on.
Kind of nervous.
This has been our first episode doing together since Danny's been back from tax season. She sat on camera, and we had a blast. Danny. It was nice to have you back,
Thanks.
even though you drove me nuts pre-recording.
It was good. Yeah, well, let's not get into that.
We're having a good day. This week's episode, we had Sara Nasso on. And Danny, why don't you tell the audience what Sara does?
So Sarah's planning the Maxim Grand Prix event in Montreal during the Montreal Grand Prix weekend. So that's happening June 17th. And
yeah, we talked about that. It's the biggest party in Montreal that weekend. She's also planning the Crescent Street Festival.
Yes, the Crescent Street Festival in Montreal as well.
Same time. It's like 650,000 people or something ridiculously crazy like that. If you're from this part of Canada, you know that Grand Prix in Montreal is one of the biggest events of the year, not even just in Montreal, in Eastern Canada. So super exciting to hear her thoughts. Diplo's headlining it. It's a massive party, 2,400 people at an old train station, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. It was nice to have her on. She's also kind of a friend. She sat in when we had Neil Duffy on a couple months ago. So really cool to see her and everything she's talked about. It's actually cool to see how she wasn't really an event planner prior to this. She kind of just like worked really hard and got a little bit of luck. And because of her past skills, she transitioned over and it looks like she's killing it. So
yeah, it was pretty exciting. Pretty good episode. A lot of fun to talk about. Gotta say, obviously my first time back and we have an audio issue, so you will hear a change in audio about 5 minutes in, but keep going, keep listening, because get back to it.
Yeah, and bear with us. We don't do this full time. We are not pros. We've had them in previous episodes, so you might have noticed, you might not have, but we do our best to make it seamless. And Danny, you do a good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. I'll get better. No mistakes. Let's make it no mistakes for a month after this.
We'll see what happens. Anyways, take a listen. If you like it, share this with your friends. Like, subscribe, follow, give Sara a follow. And you can purchase tickets to the Maxim event in the link below. Not below, but in the bio or whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. Danny, anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right, LFG, let's
go.
Have you been on a podcast before?
No. Well, kind of, yeah. I've talked but on a podcast before, but haven't Are we on it already?
Yeah,
oh shit, we're
live.
We'll
clip it. Yeah, we'll clip it where we want.
Okay, well, also no swearing. Okay,
yeah, you can swear. No, you can swear.
We can swear. Awesome.
Do whatever you want.
Yes, okay, good.
We're pals. We can do whatever we want.
Okay, good.
That's the one nice thing about not having a sponsor is that we have full control. There's not anything anybody can say.
I know.
When we used to have, I don't want to say any brands, but we used to have something, they'd be like, oh, can you do this? Or can you say more of this? Or, the water on the table, can you make it the water that is associated with our brands? It was carbonated water. They wanted regular water. What do you want me to do here?
So I think being in this industry now and producing events, the weirdest thing is I look at events so differently. I don't look at it as someone who's experiencing it. I'm looking at someone who's executing it. So I'll notice how many loops a certain sponsor gets on a video screen, or I'll notice, oh, this sponsor must have done that to get that, or I wonder how much that sponsor paid to get those coverage or seats, and I just look at everything so differently, and I don't know if I hate it or if I love it.
I was just gonna ask, do you think that it's taken away from you just enjoying events?
I think maybe once I'm in it more and it just becomes natural to me, but right now I'm kind of just in it and I'm learning it, and the events are coming up that it's on the forefront of everything that I do and everything that I talk about. So that's all I think about right now.
When I used to do nightclub promo, I remember towards the end of it, I was just really disliking it. I wasn't enjoying it. So I stopped doing it because I'm like, the money's not worth my nights out anymore.
Yeah.
I was just not enjoying it. Now I go out as just a normal person.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it so much. You get in line and you see people waiting in line. It's just hectic and the guest list lines here, bottles for it's just mayhem. And I just okay, cool. I'll wait my line. I'll get in. I'll have my fun. Nobody's calling me. Nobody's texting me. Danny actually somehow low key promotes too now.
Okay, barely, but that's been like since
Danny
university.
loves it.
But
Danny's
no,
like-
I see your
Yeah.
piece way more because I used to be in marketing, like nonprofit and corporate events.
Yeah.
So I used to go to I worked with the Jays, MLSC. I can't go to a Raptors game and with a Leaf game, and it took me 2 years to actually enjoy the games as a fan.
Yeah.
And then going to events now, even to this day, I'm still looking at the events from a production side.
Yeah.
What it took to like go into it and what it like.
I
putting
think the one thing that I like about it the most is that I really appreciate everything as much. And I just know how much work goes into it. So I really do appreciate what I'm experiencing, but I am seeing it from a production standpoint. And I started in it in sponsorships and events. I guess like we can kind of like get into it kind of thing. But I started as a beer girl in university. So
Such a generic thing.
I know.
Such a generic.
I hate
you
that.
either worked for a Red Bull or a beer company.
Yeah, so
or,
I started-
or like the Coke or Pepsi ones.
Yeah, so I started with like Molson, and I got to work Boots and Hearts and the Buffalo Bills games and the Raptors games and the Leaf games, but I saw it from a different perspective, like a brand ambassador, and then now to just I think what my team enjoys about me the most is that I've been on the front line. So when I'm making sure make sure security has water and make sure this person, they're like, wow, you really care. And I'm like, well, every single person in this event makes it happen. And someone gave me this analogy that you're kind of like a conductor of an orchestra and you have to make sure everything works together so that the tune sounds good. And I just was like, well, without the security or without the photographer or without my technical team or without the caterer, it's going to be off tune.
It's so funny because when you say something like security, everyone's like, "Oh, security's not that important for an event," or like the
that's
caterer.
number one.
It's
for
literally,
me.
but there's
number one.
everything is so important. If you think about it, you don't have security, your event can get canceled because it can get out of control. Like I did the Avicii show. I was part of the group that did the Avicii show 10 years ago, and it got canceled because too many people showed up with fake tickets. There wasn't enough security to keep all those people out, and it was just like a mayhem. Please shut it down. We did another event where like the food was terrible and just the event got ruined because the caterers fucked up. They had something like their oven broke or something, so they changed the menu and it just ruined the event. You have times where the sound isn't good or the lighting's not good. It can ruin an entire event.
I know, and it's crazy how many things go into the event and how much the littlest thing can ruin it. And my biggest thing when putting on an event is the start of the event. When you hand in your ticket and you're not waiting in a line, like I remember I went to a Leaf game the other day and the ushers.
Don't shit on the Leafs here.
Oh, what?
Don't shit on the Leafs here.
No.
Okay,
No,
good.
no.
I was going to say.
I'm gonna shit on Scotiabank Arena.
We're big Leaf people here.
No.
Okay,
Go Leafs, go. So I remember Usher was like, no, you guys need to go to this lounge. And, you know, we're hosting RBC and Sirius XM and like, we don't know where we're going and it's kind of awkward and we're okay, let's go to this area. And they're directing us. And it's just half hour, the game has already gone by. We're so over it. And it kind of just sets the tone for the event. Yeah. So my team, I think I've drilled it in their heads. We have to be so clean. Like these tickets, some people are not spending like, it's a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like I want them to have the most seamless, perfect experience from the get-go. So the hostesses, the security, the ticket takers, the color of the wristbands, like that's going to be drilled in everyone's head. Also, I don't know if anyone knows what we're talking about, but it's the Maxim.
Right now we're talking about just in general events.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's loop into it. Tell us about the party specifically.
Okay, so everyone is familiar with Grand Prix. Miami Grand Prix just happened, and Montreal. Is Montreal the next one?
No.
What's
the next one?
There's one in 2 weeks. Is it Texas?
We're going into
Austin?
3 weeks in a row soon.
Honestly, sorry.
This is embarrassing that we
Yeah.
don't know this.
Pull up the
Actually,
phone.
technically, this is
fact check.
this is
thank you.
Danny's job, so I don't feel
no
bad
worries
about
about
not
that.
knowing this.
But the Montreal Grand Prix, this will be the second year that Maxim throws a party during Grand Prix weekend. So it's going to be on Saturday, June 17th, and Diplo will be headlining it. We're super excited about that. And yesterday he shared our post to his story, so I was like fangirling. And the fact that I'm producing an event and Diplo is agreeing to it, and you know, even just really cool names like Maxim Magazine. I grew up, the Hot 100 and all that stuff like that. Hailey Bieber attending the event. And the fact that it's the Maxim Grand Prix party, Diplo's hosting it during Grand Prix weekend is just the craziest experience that I get to produce at the moment. And me and Ricky were talking before, but I haven't posted it anywhere. at the moment. And sometimes when I get so invested in work, I kind of don't realize what I'm doing and I'm just going with it.
Well, you forget to tell people about it too, right?
Well, because you're so busy. And then I had this kind of moment during COVID where I was like, do I like doing things because I get to tell people about it, or do I like doing them? So I'm very cautious about what I say or what I post on social media, because I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing it because I want to do it and not because I want other people to know that I'm doing it. So ever since I started doing that, so that's why on my LinkedIn it's not posted yet. I do have to post it soon though, because
you should. It's cool.
I will post it soon. But I think I just want to get this one under my belt. I'm also producing the Crescent Street Grand Prix Festival as well at the same time. It's a 4-day festival. We shut down Crescent Street. Crescent Street. We shut down Crescent Street with the city. It's a foot traffic of about 650,000 people. So I'm doing
huge.
Both. Yeah, it's no joke. And I'm doing both at the same time. And I just really want to do it well. And this is kind of my first introduction into the entertainment industry. So I just really want, I don't know, it's just like what I'm doing, and I don't care for people to know. I do want people to know, but I just, right now I'm doing it because I want to do it and I want to do a really good job.
So I want to go back to what you said about, am I doing it because I want to tell people, or am I doing it because I love it? And it's so funny. I remember asking someone this question: if you do a good deed because you want to tell people and you want to show off, is it still a good deed? Yes or no?
No.
Why?
Because what's the point of having to tell people? The whole point of doing it was making the person feel good.
Yeah, but if the end result is still a positive effect.
Okay.
Who cares what the reason? Who cares about the journey if the end result is a positive effect?
Well, it just, but.
So here, let me give you an example.
The intention for me is flipped a bit.
Yeah, for like when I see these YouTubers, for example, that go around and they give thousands of dollars to homeless people for views. Like, we know what they're doing.
Yeah, they want sponsorships.
Yeah, and me personally, I don't care. I'm like, you know what? Go and give 1,000, because you know what, you're gonna see, and then it inspires me to go and do it, even though I know it's bullshit. Still, that homeless dude, he doesn't care why you did it. He got his $1,000. Or the food bank. Let's say you go, you spend your day at the food bank, you're vlogging, and you got all the sponsorship dollars. The food bank still got that extra person. And someone said the same thing to me. They're like, no, if you're doing it for the wrong reason, it's not a good deed. And to that I say, you know what? Fuck the food bank then. That vlogger's not going to go then. There's one less person packing food.
It's still a good deed. I just think it's tacky, I guess.
No, I'm all of the belief is if the end result is positive, then
I think it's worse on the person's character. Like, it just shows the person's character.
Okay, so I guess I can't say that it's not a good deed. It's still a good deed at the end of the day. It's just, it just puts a bad taste in my mouth.
Fuck that guy, but good for you.
Yeah. Look, you're completely right. Yeah, one less homeless person or one less person that doesn't not
I was
have a
thinking
meal.
about that.
Yeah.
But you could turn this around to anything else you do in life. Oh, you go on vacation, you're posting on vacation. Oh, you're going to a nice restaurant, you're posting your nice.
But that's what I started like getting like that when I was But that's where I was at during COVID. Everything was shut down, and then you kind of reflect. And I mean, I'm turning 30 next month. Like, I got Instagram in second year.
You're telling us your age on the podcast?
We'll also celebrate with me.
Whoa, a woman is saying this. This is a special moment.
Well,
Not very often women say their age publicly.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care at all.
Like, I know a lot of women celebrating their 30th birthday, and they all said they're celebrating their 29th. I'm like, I know you're 3 years younger than me.
Oh, really?
I know you're celebrating your 30th. She's like, no, I'm a 94. I was like, I know you're a 93. I know.
Maybe you're wrong.
No, I know.
Like, I feel like people aren't as scared anymore to share their age. Like, growing older is a bit.
Well, it's not even. What is it? Like, I still.
Age is just a number.
Yeah, like
I'm still 25 at heart.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, my interns, like, I'll like talk with them, and they're just like, "Wow, we love you," and I was just like, "Doesn't matter how old I am. Like, I'm gonna still."
I'm still a cool boss.
Yeah, I'm not a regular boss. I'm a cool boss.
Do you have a magnet on your fridge that says that or something?
Absolutely
a coffee mug?
No. I actually
best
don't.
boss.
Bought it for myself. Nobody gave it to me.
But
yeah, no, during COVID, nothing was going on, and I just really sat down and thought about it, and I was like, was I going to the restaurant because I enjoyed the food, or was I hanging out with these people because I wanted people to see it? And I had some weird moment, and then everything that I've been doing, and I feel more fulfilled this way. Mm-hmm. Because I didn't have Instagram, so I was like, okay, well, at one point in my life I was doing things and not posting it, so why all of a sudden now, which I understand the world that we live in, but it kind of takes away from stuff, and I just didn't like it anymore. So I just applied to everything that I do, and I feel really good about it. And maybe people do like posting that they go on vacations. I mean, I was in Nashville last weekend. I definitely posted for a bachelorette, but I just did it because I was having a good time, or I was probably drunk.
But again, that's also not a bad thing. You're posting because you want to post it.
Yeah.
I was in LA this weekend with my sisters. Did I take one single picture? No. Did they? Did I repost them all? Being like, oh my god, tag me? 100% I reposted it, but I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to show anything off, but it's the same thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as long as you're doing it, you're doing what makes you happy. Because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, that's
And
my message, guys. Do what makes you
yeah,
happy.
do what makes you happy. And if going back to the food bank, if going there and donating your time to the food bank because you're going to get views makes you happy, then fucking good. As long as the end result, as long as what you're doing makes you feel good and the end result is good, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like if you just want to bitch and moan at people and that makes you happy, then I'm against that because
complainers aren't
Yeah.
the vibe.
yeah, no, get out of here. But
I can't deal with that.
I was saying half an hour ago.
Oh, expose him now.
I'll explain.
I think we're
I'm
interviewing him right now.
I'm about to put Danny on blast right now.
Okay, wait, can you guys do it? Can I interview you guys? Actually?
She came in here, and this has been a setup since we moved into here. It's always been like this.
The podcast has changed.
Danny has been off the pod for a month and a half, and I've been doing this solo.
I actually was here, but you weren't.
I was
here.
on here.
She wasn't here. So George is officially out. He retired from podcasting.
Oh, sorry, George.
So we took some time off, and then I decided to do it alone. Instead of waiting for Danny to come back because she had taxed, I'm like, let me get back in the swing of things in April. So at least I get some episodes under my belt, and then when Danny comes back, we're like already rolling.
Yeah.
Which we are, by the way. So Danny comes back on, first episode, last episode she sat there. She didn't like it. I said, no problem. I asked her, Danny, do you want to sit
Look,
on?
I'm in the corner. Like, how am I supposed to talk to people? I'm just like, okay, I'm going to be mute.
I said, do you want to sit on camera or off camera? She goes, I don't know, can I think about it? I'm like, Danny, they're going to be here in 10 minutes. You have 30 fucking seconds. Make a choice. She said, well, can we rearrange the couch? No, we're not rearranging the fucking couch, Danny. We're 221 episodes into this thing. We're not changing shit now. And if you want to change it and you want to do a trial episode, we'll do it when it's me and you, and we can move things all around.
I was like, can we just like try
not
it
when
here?
someone's coming in 10 minutes.
And he's like, no, if we move it, that's it.
Wait, this is right before we were coming.
Right before.
This is 5:50.
I love that.
She's like, what if we move that ottoman from there and we put it here and I sit there? Dang, no problem. I'm in a good mood. You want me to move it? I'll put it there. But don't ask me to move it back. If I move it, you're going to sit there the whole episode.
Also, what if it doesn't
and
look
you're going to
good?
smile. Too bad.
Whatever, it's fine. We're happy now.
We are happy.
What do you complain?
we made it. No, because Danny's like, tomato.
Wait,
Like,
how
like, this is
did
real
you
life.
guys know each other?
My best friend is engaged to his best friend.
Oh, okay.
So then I started working on the podcast with them, and then now we're friends.
No, you guys like bigger like brother and sister. So I was like, this is.
We're
good.
basically homies.
No, yeah, I
We're
love
basically
it.
homies. So.
Yeah, I don't know how I started interviewing you guys, but I'm into.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I feel like, okay, let's
She
switch it
flew-
back.
yeah, let's
switch it back.
I played the reverse Uno card.
The
You guys,
reverse Uno
I'm
card.
so sorry.
No, but that's the thing about the podcast. It's
Yeah,
like
no.
We've always said it's not an interview. It's a conversation amongst pals. We want people to feel like they know about you, your life. Me and Danny.
I also really like asking questions, so
I'm the same way.
It's so hard to be the one answering it, and I'm so sorry if I'm doing that, but I actually do like asking questions and learning about people. So.
But that's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Like that's why we stopped doing virtual ones too, because you don't feel like you become friends with the person after that.
Did you do virtual?
We
ones?
did virtual.
During COVID, it
Yeah, well, this is pre-Danny. This is before DG. That's what we're gonna call it from now on. Before she came out during COVID, we did probably, I'd say 24, 25 episodes.
Okay.
And we had some like pretty big ones. Like we did Cabby on the Streets, Cabby Cabral Richards. We did James Barker Band, Jade Eagleson. A lot of country singers actually. Most of them played at Boots and Hearts. Who else did we do virtual that was fairly big?
Norris Black Book.
Norris Black Book, yeah.
But I was
She's
there for
Kim Kardashian or something. Who's the guy
Wait,
from
you
that
guys
show?
did Noise Black Book?
Yes!
Sorry, I just had a
Thank
moment where I
you!
just processed that.
We
I
had
booked her, and the guys were like, I
Was she
don't really know
interested?
anything. Yes.
She was nice.
Like, she was really nice.
Wait,
I
so
like
she's
it.
from Toronto?
No, we did it virtually.
Oh, virtually. So sorry.
It
Yeah.
was so random. We did that guy from that TV show Summerhill.
Summer House.
What was his name? Luca Branson. Yeah, he was nice. We liked him. We also did someone else from, she's that New York girl. Serena Kerrigan.
Oh,
Whatever.
Okay, so virtual
Yeah,
is not the
Yeah,
vibe.
it's not the vibe.
It's not
You're
the
not. You don't become friends with them. Like I'm just like that was an interview. Cool, great. I didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
And the whole reason we enjoy these conversations. We enjoy meeting new people, asking questions, learning more about them, what they're doing, hearing cool stories, sharing cool thoughts. when you're doing it virtual, it's just like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, question.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Kill me.
No, I love, even when I go into interviews, I don't make it a question, answer, it has to be a conversation for me, because it's so weird just to be like, okay, what's next? Like, what's your biggest strength and what's your biggest weakness and blah, 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 and this and that. I'm like, no, this
It's
is
like you don't learn anything about anyone.
No, it has to be a conversation, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Back to this, because I do want to hear more about the event, because I'm actually attending now.
Yes.
Yes. I'm actually there with my family.
Are you?
I actually went to the Grand Prix in 2016 or 15, and I actually didn't even make it to the race.
Wait, in Montreal?
Yeah. So we drove there. So we were Friday night. We were at EFS. A whole bunch of us. There was about 12 of us, and some guys were like, "Oh, we're going. We have this place. Like, come, stay with us." Me and 3 buddies drove Saturday morning at like 8 a.m. Like after a bender of a night.
Yeah.
Got there and we're like, we're dead. So we're like, hey, you know what? F it. Let's just rest. We don't need to go to the practice. We don't need to go to the qualifier. Let's just go. Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
We went. We started going, having a good time. We stayed out way too late, woke up in the morning, just like deathly hungover. And we were just going to buy last minute tickets and we were just deathly hungover. We didn't go. We slept through the thing. And
so
then
you just went to Montreal.
We went out Sunday night and then we came back Monday morning.
So Montreal is really, the more that I'm working the event and, you know, you kind of have to sell it to people when you're working or like producing something there, the more I'm realizing how crazy
I went last year.
Grand Prix is in Montreal that weekend. And I was doing my research, about 300,000 people fly in to Montreal, and then about 200 to 300,000 people are on the island. And the crazy thing, it's like it takes so long to get onto the island.
That's
people
what
were telling me, and I was just like, figure it out, but I didn't realize that it kind of is the official kickoff event of the summer in Montreal, that like just the Grand Prix, and the city just comes alive. And because I've been traveling to Montreal so much, I'm realizing that they do have a really big European vibe to it, where they do take a minute to enjoy lunch and do drink at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday, and Grand Prix weekend is just that on steroids. Like they party Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's crazy.
And honestly, that's what I do love about Montreal. It's very European.
Yeah.
And like the food in Montreal is top notch.
I know.
Top notch.
Yes.
The only thing I find about Montreal in general is that people aren't as friendly.
I'm going to say that working with different teams there, I think there's not friendly people everywhere.
That's fair. That's
you know what
answer.
I mean? So
that's the political correct answer.
And it's really
That's good.
my PR team.
That was proper training. Yeah.
Props, Michelle.
I get it.
But honestly, because I have really good team members, like my head of production, she's just like, I don't understand why people say that all the time. But then I'm in some meetings and they're like, tell me, like with like high up people and big companies, and they're just like, tell me how much better Montreal is than Toronto. Like it's kind of a weird thing to say to me.
There's a Quebec complex.
Yeah.
And like you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
Living in Quebec.
I'm
but it's
okay
also,
with
if you're
it.
not French, then like if depending who you're talking to, you're
Daddy's
gonna get some
French.
sort of
I always
attitude.
forget that.
Are you French? Do you speak it?
French first
Yeah.
language.
Were you born in Montreal?
No, my dad's side of the family's from Montreal. My mom's side's French. My dad's side's Italian.
Okay, nice. Yeah. I barely know English at this point, so
that's what happens when you come back from Nashville.
Yeah, like I'm brain dead. I was just like, I can't deal with it, but that was a good time as well. But no, Montreal, absolutely crazy. The Grand Prix party, like honestly, so what usually happens is there's some official parties. The Ritz always throws a party on the Friday with Mercedes. New City Gas throws a party, but if you're familiar with New City Gas, it's about an 18 to 24-year-old demographic.
And it's like a gov vibe, right? Like,
yeah.
A lot of people doing drugs and just like sweating buckets in tank tops and shit.
Yeah. So it's like, where do you go when it's the max, or when it's the Grand Prix weekend? And I think that's where we found that it was the perfect fit, where we would want to throw a Maxim party was during the Grand Prix weekend, because there really wasn't much going on. And it was funny because when I was down there, I was sitting with the Monster Energy team, and they were trying to tell me, oh, you know, like the Science Center holds like this cool private Ferrari party, or I could be butchering this, so like just sorry if I am, or they're like whatever. And I'm like, when you are flying into a city and you Google what to do, just like you were saying, when you go visit cities, you Google what to do. Are you going to go to the Science Center? Like, no, if you see a Maxim party with Diplo headlining, that's a no-brainer. So I was just like, guys, like, this needs to happen. It needs to happen this way. And so many people in Montreal are talking about it. There's so much hype around it already. I fly to Montreal and I stay in a hotel and I'll be at the bar. I'll be talking to people and I'm like, I'll be like, oh, they'll be like, what are you doing here? And I'll be telling them like I'm producing the Maxim event. And they're like, last year was absolutely insane. So I'm just like really happy with the feedback from last year's event. I'm really happy with the hype that Diplo's creating with it. And it's honestly just going to be super crazy. We have some unreal celebrities showing up. I haven't announced the complete lineup. We have really cool live entertainment, food. Because also, I didn't know, I'm like, do I serve food at these events? Like, what do you do? Or is it just like getting drunk? But it's like, no, it's Grand Prix has this kind of like higher end
like a
vibe.
Luxury experience, luxury event.
Grand Prix is rich. We can just call it that.
Okay.
Rich.
If you actually
rich.
Yeah. But then going in Montreal, I was there last year.
Yeah.
You were talking before about how you want the entrance
Yeah.
to be like the most important, the guest experience,
Yeah.
walking in, all of it. Montreal, getting onto the island to watch that when 200,000 people are stuck in these subways, that's the only way to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
Insanity.
It is the worst part about
That by the
F1.
time you get
It takes 2 hours. It takes 2 hours to get there.
the track,
You're exhausted.
just so you can watch a couple cars rip around. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And put your earplugs in. No.
But it's like if
Shitting
you can
on the
have
Grand
an
Prix.
aspect.
No, I love the Grand Prix. No,
if
I
you
love
can have
it.
an aspect of Grand Prix weekend and like make it so elevated, like
Yeah.
that's just like what you're doing, which
Yeah.
is like
I'm just over Red Bull winning. That's all.
I'm an Aston Martin fan.
Yes.
Actually. I just did well, actually not even an official deal. So Peroni just randomly sends me stuff.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah, tough life. So no, I'm part of the Peroni like concierge club or something. So I can basically call them and I get free beer whenever I want, which sounded really cool. And then I got this package last week, which was an F1 package for the Miami Grand Prix, and it had this hat. And I was like, you know what? Green is kind of my color, even though it's like a teal green. So I've decided I'm switching from Ferrari. And I just emailed my people at Peroni. I'm like, hey, okay, I'm going to F1. I'm going to Grand Prix Montreal. Can you hook me up with some gear? Like, what do you have for me? Like,
Yeah.
I want everything. So
I noticed you wearing it.
I'm slowly building the itinerary for this weekend or for that weekend. Because again, I'm going with my mom, dad, my brother, and his wife. And they're all massive like F1 fans, Grand Prix fans. They love it. So they're all like super, talking about the race, talking about this. I literally could care less about the race. Like literally could care less.
Okay.
I might even skip the qualifying on the Saturday if it's that much of a hassle to get in. No, it's obviously not the best part. The race is probably the best part. Anyways, so I'm like, I don't care about it. I'm there for like the energy that the city will have that weekend.
We're going to be insane.
Yeah, we're going Friday. We're leaving at noon, so we'll get there, 5-ish. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing Friday? What dinner reso can we make? And I'm going with my dad. So I know my dad's picking up the check at every single place we go to. So I don't even have to like really think. Yeah, I'm like, I don't have to really like, I'm not looking at the menu saying, okay, fuck, this pricey.
Okay, so also everything that I do, from like how many tickets are sold to how much they're sold for, how much the bottles are sold, how much, like that's everything that I have to come up with, right? Also, nobody come for me once you see the prices, but
that's why I got Frank with me.
I was like, I'll be walking with security all night. But I basically was like, okay, let me take the bottle service menus from Toronto, and let me take the bottle service menus from Montreal. Number one, Montreal prices, other than Grand Prix, 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah,
10 out of 10.
Compared to Toronto,
Toronto's expensive.
A bottle of Casamigos is like $500 now in Toronto.
It's insane.
After tax and tip.
Insane. So I was like, okay. And then I was like sitting down with some people and I was like, how much, I was like, is a markup during Grand Prix weekend? Like, let's say this guy goes a place that he goes to eat lunch, usually costs some $200. And then during Grand Prix weekend, he took people out for lunch and it cost $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, guys. I don't make the rules, but this is the way we got to do it. Yeah.
Hotels are insane.
Don't even get me started.
My mom, like last year, like
4 night minimum as well.
Yeah. Me and my mom and my sisters went. So there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
And my dad was at the hotel a week before, so they got us some upgrades. Him and my mom was great, but they spent an arm and a leg on this hotel room. We had a nice area. A lot of people though stay in like student residence.
So I'll explain.
I got a friend's dad who was 60 staying in a student residence.
So again, I'm going with my family. My family also is going to Monza for the Grand Prix in Italy.
Yeah.
Their 4 nights in Italy, plus their tickets for 2 people, came out to 2,900 Canadian. So the 2 tickets and 4 nights stay.
Wait, that's it?
That's it. In F1, we're staying in Montreal. We're staying 30 minutes outside of Montreal. So it's a 30-minute drive, no traffic. So we're like, maybe
outside of downtown Montreal.
Yeah, that weekend we might even be like further away.
Yeah.
And it was $2,000 per room for 3 nights, and then our tickets were $1,000 each.
Wait, how?
I don't know, because we're part of the Ferrari club. My parents are part of this Ferrari club.
Okay.
But
That's
still, like,
what you had to start off with. I'm sorry,
crazy.
every regular citizen. No, but okay, so I'm staying there for a week, right? Because I'm producing the Crescent Street Festival as well as Maxim, and I was like, oh shit! Like I told my boss, I'm like, I need to book my hotel room, and he was like, try not to spend $20,000, as a joke. I was like, you're lying.
You're at
You're
like
kidding.
$10,000 easy.
I'm like, you're kidding. So,
Wait, where are you staying?
I don't know. Should I say where I'm staying?
Is it a nice hotel or is it a crap hotel?
It's not the best. Okay, I usually stay.
I'm staying at like a freaking like Novotel or something near the airport.
I usually stay at the Four Seasons when I'm in Montreal.
Damn.
I know. It's
Damn.
it's
Okay.
a 10
Okay.
So naturally, that's where I would look at to see where
This
I
is
could
fair.
stay. Just to like, you know.
Those are all reserved though by the drivers and the team.
But you don't understand. Like, I literally met one of the partners of the Four Seasons in Montreal when I was at the Four Seasons in Montreal when I was just sitting there at the bar, and I was like, "Can you give me a discount?" And he was like, I just had someone buy out the top floor for $350,000. I'm not giving
He's
you
like,
a
do you
discount.
think I care about you and your little
and I was like,
1 bedroom shit, like cheap room on the main
he
floor?
literally was like, no, you're not getting a discount. I was
At
like,
least you asked. I respect that. If you
If you
don't
don't
ask,
ask,
the answer's always no.
No,
I
you know,
agree.
if you don't ask, you don't get. That's what I always
Yeah.
say. Yeah, no, but it was really funny because I was like, I'm just gonna see, and then it would have cost me over $20,000 if I wanted to stay at the Four Seasons. So, and then so I'm there for a week, and I had someone else book it for me, so I actually don't know how much I'm spending, but it's not a lot of money.
That's not bad then.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the event because I want to know what it's like. So do we dress up? I'm assuming we dress up. We look good.
It's not like a gala attire, but it's like maybe one level lower than that, I would say.
So nicer than nightclub outfit, below a gala outfit.
Yeah, in the middle of that. But
so honestly, I can go like suit, no tie kind of thing with like a nice pair of
100%, yeah. And then like we're gonna have so many athletes, musicians, just celebrities,
like podcast hosts,
podcast hosts showing up. I honestly, we want people. There's a red carpet. People get to experience a red carpet experience. Our VIPs, our media is going to be there.
I don't think I've ever walked down a red. Can I walk down the red
You
carpet?
will be walking down the red carpet. I will make sure of that.
Should I come?
I've made it. I've made it.
We do also have a little experience not a little experience, but an experience for our GAs to also be able to walk a red carpet, take pictures in front of the Maxim, like step and repeat and all of that stuff like that. But we just really want people.
Yeah, we walk down the red carpet.
Okay, so
we
this is a full experience.
Yeah, I'll take me through it.
Skirt.
I'm getting excited.
No, you pull up valet. Optional if you want it.
I'm pulling up in a Toyota Prius like Uber.
You're
you kidding? I'm paying $150. I'm gonna be rolling this stupid little Toyota Prius with Greg driving me there or someone.
Anyways,
actually, I'm gonna get Frank to drive me in the Tahoe. At least that'll look a little cool.
Yeah. So if you want to valet your car, you can. And then based on where your tickets are also the event starts at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And goes until 3 a.m.
Okay, we love this. A solid 8-hour event.
A solid. So you just keep it going.
Sorry, what time does that get going though?
7 p.m.
Like really? Like people like?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, it's fair. You
it's
can't.
Grand Prix weekend.
But also,
Anything
like,
can
we're
happen.
gonna push the media and stuff like that at 7 p.m. So it's like it's also Grand Prix weekend.
So 7, you gotta feed us then. We're there at 7, so you gotta be some
Mangia
sort of
bene. You're gonna eat well, so it's gonna be good. And then you show up, and then depending on obviously who you are, our tickets, and what we will either put you in the GA red.
Okay, let's say GA. Like, give us the GA.
So
experience.
you get the GA red carpet experience. You could take pictures with your friend, this and that. Then you show your tickets. You go through security. you'll have a host. I know, I'm so bad at this. Sorry,
It's okay.
because
It happens all the
I
time.
talk with my hands, so
No,
I just want to.
that's why I'm watching it slowly get further, bro. I'm like, okay, let's reel it back in.
Sorry. So then you get in, and then basically we have Jack Daniels as one of our main sponsors. They're making our official cocktail.
Okay, what is official cocktail?
Okay, I honestly have no idea.
Okay, that's fair.
Like it, they're
We got a
making,
month. We got a month.
No, but it's not like a Jack and Coke. Like they're making like an actual like full-on special cocktail. I don't know the exact ingredients of it, but they will have like, you will walk in and you'll see a Jack bar.
Okay,
and
sweet.
Then, yeah. So then we also have live simulators that people can like race with. We do have some replica cars, maybe from someone's hat that you're wearing, and some pretty big name teams.
Okay.
And then, so yeah, there's a lot of activations, food, all that fun stuff. Then stage, lounges, everything. Then there's an outdoor courtyard. So in the outdoor courtyard,
So what's the venue called again?
so also it's called the Windsor Station. It's a train station that I'm transforming into a massive party venue, and it is the craziest experience. I think I want to do like a behind the scenes of how it's created, because it's a train station.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So I think that's
It's kind of like the what's the Lower Bay Station in Toronto? What's the old abandoned TTC station in Toronto?
I actually don't know. I didn't even know that.
Does nobody know this?
No.
There's an abandoned train station from the 60s that they use for either private events, music videos, like TV shows, movies.
Okay.
How does nobody know this? Lower Bay Station.
Are you Googling? Fact check?
Yeah, it's a real thing, right?
Do you know what it is?
Abandoned Lower Bay Station. So
Okay,
now
cool.
you're only allowed to. It's either movies, TV shows. If you have a lot of money, private events.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy.
Yeah. So this
So
is
similar to that kind of.
a train station that has nothing in it. So when you walk in, you're gonna realize like that originally had nothing in it.
What can you compare it to in Toronto? Oh, Steam Whistle. Is it like Steam Whistle? Because that was an old train station.
It's in the city, but it's a train station. It's not an old train station, but it's a train station that has nothing in it that people just walk through, kind of thing. It's like, I actually don't know how to explain what it's like in Toronto, but on the outdoors, there's a courtyard. So we'll have like entertainment, people on stilts, we'll have activations, we'll have cars on the inside, we'll have food trucks, we'll have all this. Like, so it's kind of like an exhibition on the outside. Then there's like a pool area where GA can't access, but it's where our VIPs are, our media. There's like risers on the water. Last year we had a car craned in. It was this like insane Lambo. Everyone took pictures in front of it. We had a DJ, we had a bar. There's going to be a bar outside as well. It's a really crazy production.
And where does Diplo DJ?
So Diplo,
Main room somewhere like.
so he's in the main room that you walk in, the Jack bar, and then it's just rows of lounges, cruiser tables. So the lounges and cruiser tables are on the risers, and then it's just rows and rows and rows of it, and then GA just can wander wherever they want. And then I was talking to Diplo's team, and they were basically like, we have a massive stage. Last year, T-Pain and Wyclef were the main performers, and Wyclef jumped into the crowd, and T-Pain is just going nuts performing, and we had Frank Walker as well. And we were...
Wait, is Frank coming this year?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Sorry if I'm speaking on behalf of you, Frank, but I think you might. So basically, these artists, they feed off the energy so much. And that's why Wyclef jumped into the crowd. And the photos that we have are absolutely insane. And the energy was absolutely insane. And when I was talking to Diplo's team, okay, Diplo's a big performer or artist. I want to make sure that he has space around him. And then his team was like, Vegas, when they're just like in it, put as many lounges on the stage, make it as intimate as possible. I swear he will have the smallest space, and it's just going to be like Diplo in the crowd. Like it will be exactly how Vegas is, with just all people around them. So we'll have lounges on the stage. It's going to be crazy. I'm so excited. Like, even just like, we have a lineup with Sam Blackie. She's an Australian DJ. She was the one who posted yesterday the reel. We have Frances Mercier, and then Diplo reposted her post, and her team was contacting us, telling us how Diplo and her were just hyping each other up in the DMs of how excited they are for this event. And then Frances Mercier, he just performed at Coachella. He's up and coming. He's performed and opened with Diplo in Tulum and some other locations. yeah, we still have one more artist that we haven't really announced, or maybe two. But yeah, it's just
Can you tell us or no?
no, because I don't
know.
even
You never know.
I
We're not
just-
confirmed yet. We don't want to like spoil.
You never know.
Well, no, it's not even spoiling, but it's just like I'm still confirming, and I'm taking in people's feedback on who we're announcing and what they think might be missing and who's not going to cost me $100,000. You know what I mean? Like, we got a budget here.
I was just
I'm
gonna say, I don't
transforming.
know.
You don't want to know.
Okay.
You don't want to know.
I was just gonna ask him, like, is this a rude question to ask? What's the budget on an event like this? Like,
We're talking 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how many people attend
We're about 2,400.
total, or is that what's sold right now?
That's total.
Total, okay.
Yeah. But it could be bigger with the courtyard, but if it it does rain, like that's what the inside can hold.
Does it rain in Montreal in June? Montreal's like Toronto.
It
right?
rains,
rain
so
here?
it's like
Not really.
Canada,
Not in June.
right? Like it's the world, so it can
Like
rain.
it can, obviously, but most
Yeah.
likely.
It rained last year, actually, Grand Prix weekend.
Did it?
I was in a
Yeah.
poncho.
Yeah.
And
It
I had-
did.
If it rains Grand Prix weekend, I'm not going to the
No,
race.
I had to sit on.
I will
the
sit out.
grandstands.
This is round 2 of him not going to the
if
race.
it rains, I'm
He's like
sitting out
hungover.
100%.
No,
It was also freezing.
I'll need to
last
find.
year.
I'll find a lounge. I'll like sneakily make my way into a lounge. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna like be fully dressed up in like my team attire and be like, oh, I'm like the social
Yeah,
media
so is
person.
everyone.
Yeah, but like I can weasel my way in.
But yeah, it's super crazy with how much money it costs to put on these events, and then how to figure
I
out
can
how to.
imagine.
But
It
then
is-
you have to figure out how to make money off of it.
So
You know what I mean? Like
Grand Prix is probably the biggest weekend in Montreal.
in Montreal. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's Grand Prix and then there's what's Osheaga.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. If you probably think about it, and this is, you said how many people attend Grand Prix? 650,000.
No, that was the Crescent Street Festival traffic I get for 4 days.
So it's more than that for
no,
F1 then.
no.
Like,
They
what's the-
travel into the city, like internationally, about 300,000. But you have to remember, there's only so many tickets to be sold on the island.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who don't even attend the actual.
Yeah, there's only about
like the Grand.
150,000 people who actually go watch the race.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then there's people who come into the city just for the event.
So
right?
I was saying 300,000 about come into the city, and then the city alive and its population itself. Like,
Yeah.
the traffic is just like
Osheaga's only what 100K.
I don't know.
No? Give
I've
or
never
take.
been. Yeah.
I went there once, yeah, or twice, but yeah. So
Yeah.
it's the biggest event in the city of the year, and you're a general like.
I only
hosting the
have
biggest
2,400 tickets.
event. Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, but and that's why I'm like, if I have to make this the best event for the best people who chose to spend it their Saturday night in Montreal, like at
And
this
it's like
party.
Saturday night is the big night.
I know.
Because a lot of people probably drive home on
I'm
Sunday.
so
right?
fired up.
So am I.
Yeah.
I wasn't that
Am I getting
fired
you-
up.
am I getting you a
I'm
little
not gonna
excited?
lie, I got this hat, and I generally don't really care for racing.
Yeah.
I got this hat, and it fit nice, and I like the color, so I put it on. And then I read a rock and roll, and I wore it on the other night when I went out. And then I knew that you were coming on today. And everyone's like, oh, did you watch the race in Miami? I'm like, no, I didn't care for it. But then I had a friend do you know Madeline White? She's massive on TikTok.
I honestly deleted TikTok like months
Oh, she's
ago.
big on Instagram too.
Okay, I just don't
Well,
really.
so it's
I'm really not on social media like that much.
So she's
I don't have
dating,
time.
Yeah, she's dating Andrew from Loud Luxury, and like they're good friends. So we were all at the Leaf game last Thursday, and she.
What's Loud Luxury doing that weekend?
I don't know. That's your
Andrew,
job.
let us know.
That's your job.
No.
So yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So we're at the Leaf game. We're talking. She's flying out to Miami the next day, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, like I'm going there. F1 invited me. Blah blah blah." I was like, "That's wild. You're a fashion creator." Like,
No, do you not? There was a lot
Alex
of,
Earl.
Okay,
I
there
saw
was
that.
a lot of
Together, they were-
controversy around this weekend.
they were together, and I'm like, "That's freaking insane. You just got."
But she's actually a fan.
Yeah, she is. She is. a
Like
really
my
big fan.
sister was like, hey, like she's actually a fan, so I don't care. But like,
But it's-
Alex Earl, all these other girls, like
You
they couldn't
know
even say
what?
the names
Because like you know how
properly.
you said you see these YouTubers doing things like they see what like Grand Prix and like F1 is doing when they ask these influencers. Like everyone's starting to catch on to see it, and you're just like, come on, like don't take away from it a little bit. But if she's an actual fan, I respect it.
See, I'm not a real fan, but I'm just hyped up to be in the city.
It's a great weekend regardless.
Yeah.
Whether you're a fan or not.
But you're also not getting flown out.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was.
Also,
flew
can we
out.
just rewind? You said, "Oh, I'm sure a bunch of people leave on Sunday." You know the race is on Sunday.
Yeah, but leave after the race. They
I
don't
just,
say,
like, trying
they
to
don't
catch
say
you.
Sunday night.
A
No,
lot of
you
people
party
do.
Sunday
You party
night.
Sunday.
Most
Like
people
you
say
were.
That's when
So
the
Sunday-
drivers party.
Sunday night's like a banger too.
Yeah, but not as big as Saturday.
Yeah, like
I figured Saturday was the big night. We have the hotel for Sunday as well.
Okay.
But I was
just wanted to make
expecting
sure.
that I'm
I
going.
thought that and I was like,
No, race is at 3 o'clock, right?
He's never gone to the race, so we
Race
just
is
had
at
to
3
clarify.
o'clock. Me and John talked about it today.
Yeah.
We literally talked about that. That's the only reason I know.
Yeah.
But I knew the race was on Sunday. Qualifier Saturday, race is Sunday.
Yeah.
I get it.
practice on Friday. I went to all 3.
Sucks to be you. Yeah, sat in the
Also,
rain
the
with
race
your
at 2.
poncho on.
Stop. Call him out.
What
Call
color?
him out.
What color is yellow? What race team is yellow?
None.
Is that who you were cheering for in your yellow poncho?
I was in Ferrari and McLaren another day.
Oh, and you had those ponchos?
No, I had like a
A yellow ugly poncho.
no, a clear
Yeah,
poncho.
that's probably shit.
Okay, turn around.
No, I love it.
Okay, so we're there. Diplo's DJing. We've got activations, the cars,
Yeah.
2,400 people, and like we're going. We're partying.
Oh, we're partying.
Okay.
Like it's gonna be insane. Like
Okay.
3 a.m. Like we have, but Montreal doesn't stop.
They never
Agreed.
sleep.
No, but
They don't stop.
The reason why I ask is because I've attended a lot, not a lot, but I've attended a couple like cool parties, and this is I consider a cool party, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the problem is people are so cool there that people don't party hard, right?
It's not it's different.
But that's why I'm just making sure.
Like we're
like, you know me, I'm gonna be there like by the night shirts coming
but I
off or something.
completely understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
But have you seen the photos from last year?
No.
Yeah, I need to show you.
need to show
so
me.
you can understand.
And
And
then
like,
we can even put some on the clips here.
yes, yeah, please do.
like boom,
insert
boom.
here.
Yeah. No, I was even thinking when you said the Wyclef John was like you ran into the crowd. I'm like, bing, right there. Bing.
But like the photos, like they just are so insane. Like they love to party. Like Montreal's just, they wait for this. Like maybe if it was any other weekend, but this weekend, everyone's just like, let's go balls to the wall. Let's ball out. Let's have a good time. Let's not sleep. Like, let's just do it and have a good time and party and not give a shit about what anyone else thinks. And that's it's up to par with Miami and Vegas, hands down.
and I'm fired up for it.
Yeah, thank you. Please be. And I'm really fired up to be producing it, honestly.
So did we ask how'd you get involved, like producing? How did this all start?
I was wondering if you're going to ask me that.
Because we was talking about the beer girl start,
And then, yeah, and then
we kind of just skipped, and you led that way. So I was like, I don't know if she will, but I feel like it's a good question.
Wait,
to
is
ask.
this your first year doing it?
It is my first year fully producing these two events.
Okay, amazing. Congrats.
Which thank you so much. It's kind of funny because the entertainment industry is a small industry. So when they start to get to know you or meet you, and I'm going to these like music like events and whatnot, and I'm with the directors and blah, blah, blah. And people that have never seen me before will come up to me and be like, how do you like interning? And I'm like, you're lying. I'm like,
It's like, excuse me?
no, I don't care. I
Bitch.
love it. I'm like, thank you. Like, I thank you for thinking that. But no, I'm actually like doing everything. And then when I actually have these conversations, people are like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But what happened was I used to work for a company called Stingray Music. I always find myself back in Montreal.
Like Stingray's the TV music channel.
Yeah. So
right?
they're actually in 156 countries. Like they'll provide the music for like jails in Mexico. Like it's like really kind of funny and interesting, but like they
Wild.
the Tesla cars, the karaoke is powered by Stingray. It's a crazy company to work for, but I got I was like kind of like an assistant, like coordinator for the CRO at Stingray. He was based in Toronto and I was working in Yorkville with him during the pandemic and then kind of like outside of it. And then I was in this like weird place because it was like, okay, like I'm 27. I got like for work, like I'm on a private jet, but I wasn't happy. And I was like, why am I not happy right now? And it's because when you're really good at a job, they're going to keep you in that position. And I'm like, I'm sitting there being like, I'm going to be an EA for the rest of my life if I don't leave because he's not going to let me go. He's so happy with the work that I'm doing. How am I supposed to be able to break off? So I kind of quit and then decided to take
Wait, so when you were 27, you're going to be 30 now. So this is right during COVID. This is early COVID.
Yeah. And then a little bit like after COVID kind of thing, I was with them. And then I was with them for like I want to say like a year and a half. And then like I quit and I was like, okay. And it was so hard to quit, but I had to. And I was like, I was going through this wave where I was like, okay, do I like start my own company or what do I do? So I decided to start my own swimwear brand. And then
Jane and Mac.
yes. So
Read
if
that in the bio.
Thank you. Yeah. So I decided to start my own swimwear brand with one of my like very close friends. And I took a really boring like project management position just so I can like feed the company and finish at 5 and blah, blah, blah. Then the company was like doing fine. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to throw my resume out there, spruce it up, throw it out. Let's see where it takes me. So the recruiter that I worked with for Stingray and whatnot, and some other jobs in the past that I've had, she goes, I have this position and I'm not giving them anyone else's resume. So this is how I met my boss. And then when I met my boss, he was like, wait, you used to work for Stingray Music? And I was like, yeah, because I used to make like appointments with him, with my boss all the time. And then he was like, you were so on it. And like, he was like, you are really good. You're super organized, blah, blah, blah. You're in the music industry. You know what's up. You know Montreal. And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, can you show me the work that you've done for like Stingray? And I was like, let me show you the work that I've done for myself. How I've figured it out on the go. Like creating a swimmer line, and it's not like some drop shipping. It's like designing, it's hiring people, like finding manufacturers, it's figuring out processes, it's figuring out how to incorporate
Building a full brand.
It's building a full brand. It's not easy, and people just see the end result, and it's really, really hard. Just even like sourcing it, just everything.
I want to cut you off for 1 second. Yeah. The reason when people build brands and people think it's so easy is because they see these like 30-second Instagram or TikTok clips where it's like, build your brand in 4 easy steps. Go to this website, click this designer, click this, boom. Next thing you know, 6-figure brand in 30 days or something.
No,
like, shut
it is
up.
So much work.
It is. When people say it's so easy, you can start. Shut the fuck up.
They don't know how many.
It is so fucking hard to build a brand, to build a successful, because anybody can make a random brand. It's like, to build a shit little brand, okay, you need an Instagram account, a website, and a logo. That's it. But to build a real brand is so difficult.
It is so hard, difficult. Especially when you work full time as well. Like nobody knows the Friday nights that I've stayed in, the Saturday nights that I've stayed in, the after work and then working and continuing it.
Those days where you're on your laptop in bed and next you know it's 4 a.m. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, nobody understands that. So I was like, let me show you what I've done for myself. And then they didn't interview anybody else. And then they gave me the job and they just threw me in. And
that's nice.
Yeah, and they've never been more happy to have me on their team. That they honestly, before I went to Nashville, my boss, he's amazing, has built so many companies and is so successful and is such a nice person. And he sent me the nicest text before I went to Nashville, and he was just like, I don't tell you thank you enough. Well, and I was like, he was like, you are doing so well with too complex. Like, it's not just Maxim. Like the Crescent Street Festival, like I'm working with the city.
That's
like
you
have to come up with like
people.
Anti-terrorism plots and plans and emergency evacuation plans. Like it's a really hard thing to do and a lot of moving parts, and just to be thrown into it and just to figure it out. And that's my motto, figure it out. So then that happened. And then what I tell my team all the time is give 110% in what you do. I was just an EA at Stingray Music, and my boss was like, can I call him as a referral? And when he called my boss, my old boss, he was like, you'd be lucky to have her. And that's how I got this job. But it's because I was a really good EA and I worked at Molson, and I'm sorry, I was a great brand ambassador. Like I was a great beer girl. I will always help them out. And Neil heard good things about me from Molson. So it was like, I just said, just give it 110% because you will never know when you need that referral. AKA when they're working for me, I'm like, I'm going to be your referral one day. So give me 110%.
A full circle.
Like, no, but it is full circle. And then that's kind of how I got into it. And it's such a learning curve. I feel like I'm taking a crash course, and one day, like 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm getting pulled in 14 different directions right now. And I'm like, how the heck am I going to do this? And then I was like, wait, this is kind of cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like I would have never had this opportunity.
It's funny you say that. When we're slow at work, I want to literally poke my eyes out because I just can't do it.
It's the
when
worst.
we're busy and the phone's ringing all day long, and I just find I'm more on point when we're busy.
Yeah.
When we're slow, I forget I have 2 tasks and I get 1 done a day.
And you get more tired.
But when I'm going, it's like I got 10 tasks and I finish those and I got another 10 ones up because you're just busy. You're going. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably feel the same way during tax season. You don't have a choice. You have to get shit done. When you're slow, it's like, oh yeah, I'll do this one after lunch. Let's go for a walk. It's a nice day. Like shit like that. Danny's like, yeah, I do that.
No,
too.
I've been in at the office until like 9 p.m. every single night. Like it's go time, baby. Like it's just.
I want to ask, what event are you more nervous for, and what event is harder to plan for?
Okay, so the event that I'm more nervous for is Maxim, only because it's our second year. So a lot of the processes in place are mine. So I like that's the only thing is because
there's no blueprint.
There's guys I was given not no blueprint, like I definitely had because it was the second year, but like I'm also a very, I don't want to say stubborn. I see something one way. So if I don't like the way it's done and I need to change it. So, but it's also like you have to bet on yourself and you have to trust yourself. But I also think that's a great characteristic as a leader, because if I doubt myself, my team doesn't believe in me and they don't get fired up to work for me. You know what I mean? So I have people in my ear constantly and I have to stick to my, like what I know, what research I've done, how many hours of work I put into this. And I can't let people sway my decisions, because if I go back to my team and go, you know what, actually I was talking to this guy and he told me this and I think we're going to change everything. Like it doesn't look good. But so Maxim is all me. So I was sitting in we had like someone from Live Nation come in and she is a festival manager and she was talking about how she creates, like what she loves most about being a festival manager is creating her own little world. And what you're going to be experiencing at Maxim is the world that I created for everyone to experience. So that one is closer to my heart, I guess. So I'm not nervous that it's not going to do well. It's just really my stamp on it.
It's nervous.
It's
that
me.
Are people going to enjoy your little world?
Yeah, my little Sara Nasso world. But
with Diplo.
With Diplo, just swirling, bopping around. Yeah. But Crescent Street is a beast. It is an absolute beast. We have so many sponsorships. We have Sam Roberts Band on the Friday night that we have as well.
Cool. There's my plans for Friday.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like we have so much going on. We have the media pit or the pit stop challenge where people can change out the tires of the car and everyone gets timed and whatnot. We have all of the media, like CBC, people on the streets, because that's the highlight of Montreal, and they want to be on the streets. Like I have to make sure that everything looks good. I have to make sure all of our sponsors are happy. I have to make sure that every performer on the stage, everything's running smoothly. And yeah, it's a lot. We shut down the streets on Tuesday night. People load in Wednesday, and then Thursday from 11 to 11 until Sunday, 11 o'clock at night. It's just going, pumping, security, first aid, just everyone on the street. And we have Labatt, we have Jack Daniels, they own the stage this year. We'll be selling alcohol. We'll be having so many cool brands, all of these cool cards, activations, just so much is going on. It's just, that's a lot. That is a beast on its own. But yeah, Maxim's my baby.
Is Crescent Street near the Maxim party?
Yes. It's like a 5-minute walk.
Okay. And are they near the race?
No.
The race is on the island.
The race is on the island. This is core downtown.
Okay. So, but one of the bridges is near core downtown, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not.
It's Old Town, right?
Yeah.
No. It's like there's Old Montreal, where's where you have to pass to go to
like, you know where the Bell Center is? Like all of that. That's like that.
It's like downtown Montreal.
Yeah.
It's not, nothing's far.
Yeah, I was gonna say Old Town is very
far,
like,
but it's not.
Far, but it's not a close.
It's not close.
Old Town is like Liberty Village. Downtown is downtown.
We love that's a good Toronto reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are from Toronto listening. So
yeah. No. I know.
Fuck, I had a question I wanted to ask, and I just forgot it.
I don't know what you were gonna ask.
Oh, no, what I was gonna say. This isn't what I was gonna ask, but I thought about this earlier. Can we have like one of your interns make the perfect Grand Prix weekend itinerary, and then just hand it to me?
It would just include Crescent Street Festival and.
But like, at Crescent Street Festival, where are we going? Like, what are we doing there? Like, okay, at 1 o'clock, this band's playing. At 3 o'clock, you got to go to this bar because it's happy hour.
I'm just fine. The thing is, like, it's not going to stop. So we work with the merchants.
I'm good with that. I'm really good with that.
We work with the Merchants Association. So we wouldn't be able.
What's the Merchants Association?
So it's Montreal, with the city. We have the Merchants Association, so it's all the restaurants on the street and whatnot. We wouldn't be able to throw this festival if it wasn't for the merchants to say yes, because we bring business. Obviously, if we're throwing a festival on the street, but every little thing, whether it's like we have to make sure that our booths that are on the street are not
blocking the restaurants.
Exactly. And
kind of like Taste of Danforth or something.
Yeah, but this is like on steroids.
Yeah.
But so we can't do it without the merchant. I forget what your question was.
I didn't ask a question. I just
What did
made
you say?
The thing about the itinerary.
The itinerary. Okay, yeah. So they're
I love
just
when that
partying.
happens.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck was I
It used to
doing?
happen to Georgia all the time.
Oh my God, I hate that.
I'd ask Georgia a question, he'd start telling and be like, yeah, blah, blah. It's like, sorry, where am I going? I'm like, you're trying to loop it back to this point.
Yes. So it never stops because people are on the terraces, they're on the patios, they're drinking, you're going to the restaurants, people are selling on the street. Like it's just.
I am all for it.
Yeah, it's a whole entire vibe.
It's that'll be my last weekend partying until I have a Shania Twain concert too, but in Toronto.
She's gonna be in Montreal on the Sunday.
Is she?
Yeah. So I work out of the Feldman agency, and Shania's our artist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
guess I even have Sunday night plans too.
Yeah. Well, she's gonna be in Montreal, so.
Done.
Yeah.
No, but I have an Ironman. I'm doing an Ironman in second week of July. And then my family booked this F1 trip. I'm like, hey, it's like circled in my calendar. That's my last like week of like heavy drinking.
Yeah.
Heavy drinking.
My birthday is right after like the Grand Prix weekend. So I looked at my boss and I was like, don't look at me. Don't talk to me.
But don't you get like a week off or something after an event like that?
So I got to close out the event. And I think I just want to make sure that the events are profitable, which they will be. But, I just kind of want to give myself a little pat on the shoulder and do the post rap videos and all that stuff like that. So I will definitely, after the Grand Prix weekend, give myself like a week, and then I booked myself a trip to Greece as
we love that for you
as a treat to myself. So I'll be doing.
Are you doing
that.
solo?
No. I'm going with a girlfriend who's gone 3 times, and she's like fired up. And I'm like, I have never. Imagine me just going by myself.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, honestly, like
I think you would.
I'm like.
You can. If I had a crazy like event or something that like took up like all my life for 3 or 4 months.
Oh no, it's been taking up my life for longer than that.
There you go. So I'd be like, I'd be on no matter where I'm going somewhere, whether people come with me or not. Like she just went to LA for post-tax season celebration, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of just gotta celebrate and just give yourself.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's like you need a
point.
break, and then you need to do something to celebrate.
I
That's
hate
why
those
it's, like,
vacations that you take where you need a vacation from the
Like
vacation.
I am exhausted.
Everyone
I
I
got back
take.
Monday and exhausted.
Every vacation Ricky goes on.
Literally, I think I've gone on 2 or 3 vacations that I don't come back exhausted. Actually, I lied. Every time I go to Florida, I come back feeling good.
I was in West Palm 2 weeks ago, in Nashville last week, and I just I haven't stopped, and my motto right now is I need a nap.
Well, like your next month and a half is only gonna get busier.
I just haven't stopped, and it's just not stopping. I'm not partying until I think the Sunday, because even at Max, I'm like, my boss is like, okay, so you are the one that's going to be handling everything. You'll have security with you all night. Like, make sure you wear running shoes because you're going to be running. And I was like, wait, I'm not going to be on the red carpet, which I will be. But
Ready to change the clothes? You gotta,
yeah,
you gotta
no.
go.
Well, I just
You gotta test the photographers, make sure they know the angles.
Yeah,
Hello,
no.
somebody's gotta do it.
I just met someone today, and she was like, yeah, like I own a shop in Montreal for like dresses, and she's like, we'll dress you and stuff like that. It's just really weird. I'm not used
Maybe
to
I
this.
should get a sick outfit for this. Like,
You
should I go see like Indochino or something?
Yeah, don't wait. If you come looking like a bum, I don't know you.
Do you think I come looking like a bum?
I don't
Come
know.
on.
I
Come
hope.
on.
You're questioning if you should wear a sick outfit. It's the Maxim
Well, like,
party.
am I going out to get a special outfit just for this, or am I like gonna put on like one of my like 20 suits I have that are all well fitted and?
Well, I guess I'll never know.
Well, you'll know in a month, a month and a week.
He'll give me.
You'll see in a month and a week. I'll
Takes
see
a
you there.
selfie and he's like, "Does
I'll
this
see
look
you there.
good? Is
You're
this
gonna be
good?
like, your boss is gonna be like, who the fuck is that random asshole taking off his shirt with Diplo? And you're
Oh
gonna
my
be like,
god.
oh fuck. Yeah, I don't know him, but don't let security kick him out.
I was actually in the Uber coming here, and I was like, "Oh fuck, this Uber's like playing a fire song," and it was one of Diplo's songs, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I've seen Diplo a couple
Yeah.
times, and it's just bangers. Like he's just
a
like
vibe.
he's a fun person you want to be a fan of because you're like you're
Yeah.
cool, you're fucking cool, you're Diplo. Right?
I'm just like, so I had to.
Wait, did you see him in Nashville? Because now he has his alter ego, his country alter ego. I think he plays in Nashville.
Well, no, I don't know if I saw anything in Nashville. I don't know where I
Love that
was
for
in
you.
Nashville.
Love that for you.
But no, I didn't. I went to the same bar 2 nights in a row.
Which one?
Jason Aldean's.
Yeah, okay, that's a
It's
good one.
the rooftop.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Crazy.
I was
It's
in
attached to
Nashville.
Luke Bryan's.
I haven't been to Nashville since last January, and so I'm a Titans fan, so I go to Nashville. I try and go every now and then. And I went with a buddy who's a big Titans fan. The Titans lost, so we went out, and I'd never watched a man like drink his sorrows away.
Okay.
Like I did, because he's such a big Titans fan. When they lost, it was like the most depressing thing ever for him.
I'm so
So
sorry.
I'm there just trying to fire him up, like trying to have drinks, trying to like have a good night, and we'll talk to a girl, and she'll like, "What's wrong with your buddy? He looks like he's gonna cry," and I'm like, "He fucking might." When I say we were talking to girls, I was talking to girls, and he was just like awkwardly standing, drinking his sorrows away. Glenn, I love you, buddy. Sorry.
So were you at Jason Aldean's though?
And we went to Jason Aldean's. We went to Kid Rock. We went to Dirk Bentley. We did Florida Georgia Line.
Was Florida Georgia Line good?
It was all right. We went because we wanted to buy a hat. You know the hats in the front of the store sometimes.
Don't know that. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, we wanted to buy a hat. It was too expensive, so we stayed for a couple drinks, and then I ended up buying a cowboy hat like next door out of like a random truck. Actually,
It's the
really
craziest.
random, yeah.
fucking
I love
place.
Nashville.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Maybe we'll go to
obsessed.
Nashville next weekend.
That's fine. I just went.
Okay.
Did you just go as well?
I went in.
Did you go for a bachelorette?
No. I actually went with my family.
Oh
So we didn't have like crazy partying.
no, but I actually wish
But,
like
Potatoes. Oh,
Like
tomatoes, tomatoes.
did
I
you
went
go-
to a Titans game?
potato.
Potatoes. Whoops.
Did you go to the Johnny Cash Museum?
No,
What did you do?
cannot tell you.
You couldn't tell me.
I had a
either.
great time.
Okay, as long
I
as you
had a
had fun.
great time. We went to go see a football game,
Okay.
but then I left and went to
Yeah, but
Miami.
you sounded like the nosebleeds.
Oh, who cares? I'm not a
Okay.
fan of them. Like if it was another team that I actually watched or cared about.
Where do you
It's my
sit?
team.
Where do you sit,
It's my
Ricky?
team.
It's not my team, so have fun.
I always try and sit lower bowl, always, unless it's like a crazy, like if it's Taylor Swift and they're $1,000, yeah, I'm sitting upper bowl. But I
It's also
always,
freezing.
it's not as cold lower bowl. Just
Is
saying.
it cold in December?
Yeah,
It was, like,
December, January is cold.
chilly.
Yeah, it's cold.
like definitely a winter coat.
Like, give me a Celsius.
Oh, it drops to like 0.
Oh shit.
No,
Okay.
Yeah, it
okay.
does.
It was like 10 degrees.
It doesn't
8,
snow, but it's like just it's
5.
around 0 to 5.
During the day, it was nice, like a sweater
Yeah.
and you're fine.
Yeah.
I was complained, so like I was in a jacket.
It's like
100%.
March weather here.
Mhm.
It can get
Okay.
cold, but it's generally okay during the day.
That's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
I love it.
Before we wrap up, what I guess what still you got left to do for the planning? I guess you have a couple more artists. Well, no, I feel like a lot of it's probably already. It's just like executing on what's planned now. Now it's like
We're completely in execution mode
Yeah.
right now. If it's kind of interesting with sponsors though, because like some will pop in last minute, and you're just like,
because they have their budget that they got to spend before the end
yeah,
of Q2
and
or
I'm like,
something.
ooh, but I do want you there. So it's like it's completely execution mode. It's marketing communications. It's press releases. It's media. It's interviews.
Podcast.
It's podcasts. It's the Pals podcast. This is kind of I feel like the start of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm glad we're the first one. Then.
Yeah, no, you literally are the first one of me just kind of telling the world like, this is what I'm doing, guys.
It's your
And
come out party.
it's my I guess.
Your
But-
events come out party.
yeah, it's my events come out party, but yeah, it's completely execution and just raising awareness and letting people know that, you know, you can get your tickets at on our website, which is maximumgrandprix.com. Check out our Instagram as well. I might as well put some plugs in here right now.
Usually that's the next question after this one.
Yeah, it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
So
yeah,
what are the
check it-
plugs?
yeah, the plugs are the Instagram handle is Maximum Grand Prix Party. The
Grand
website
Prix spelled Prix.
is it?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. I write it so many times I like had to question that. And then then our website is www.maximumgrandprixparty.com, and then you can buy your tickets on Show Pass. We have a limited amount for GAs that are at a certain price, and then they go up once they're sold out.
Yep.
We do have like sections that are sold out, like sections. People like I was on the plane and people are slapping their credit card down for $20,000 lounges. No problem.
So it makes it, yeah, but it makes it, no, you think about it, like if I'm this fucking rich ass like billionaire and I know this is the hot party, I see Diplo's playing, am I buying a GA ticket? No, I'm fucking not. I'm spending 100 G's to rent or 300 G's to rent up the top floor at the Ritz. Do you think I'm gonna sit with me and Danny in the GA? No,
It's like if you're buying $10,000 tickets to the actual race, you're not going to go and buy a general admission
No.
ticket.
If you can afford that,
If you can afford that, you're going to pay for
wait,
top
so
quality service.
we didn't even ask this. What are the prices for bottles?
I'm finalizing that this week
Okay.
because we do have some alcohol sponsors, so it's kind of like
So if they sponsor, there'll be a cheaper bottle. So because it's subsidized.
or the bottle might come in the lounge. Like it's that's kind of where I'm at this week, where I'm finalizing just the pricing so that we can start ordering, because you can only imagine getting alcohol for that weekend in Montreal.
Because it's not a real venue that has like
Well, no,
taps.
it's
It doesn't have kegs and taps and stuff, right?
Well, it's not
You
even
have
that.
to bring in everything.
No, but it's even
But
just
it's
supplies.
it's just in general.
like making
It's
sure you have like
crazy.
enough supply, even getting it to
but
Montreal.
like a banquet hall, for example, a banquet hall that fits 1,000 people. They they have the
but
infrastructure
imagine
set up.
every single banquet hall and restaurant in that same city in that same weekend for
Yeah,
4
that's
days
true,
is using all the supply.
Yeah,
coming in.
it's crazy.
And
like
they
my
don't have
bar
LCBO.
my bar guy was like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, it was like, Sarah, we need to lock this up. But it's like, it's so hard. Even like the littlest thing.
How
of
do you guesstimate that?
picking the price of a bottle. It's like, okay, I don't want it to be too cheap, but I don't want it to be too expensive. And I want my bottle service girls to make money, but I also don't want it to be too expensive where people don't buy. And I also don't want it to be too cheap that people overdrink and someone cracks their head and dies. And then that's like just for me to figure out one bottle price. That's what goes on in my head.
That makes sense.
But it's crazy. Like the littlest things. That's why I'm saying, looping it back from the beginning, like just the littlest thing in an event, even the ticket descriptions, you have to really think about it. And it's,
well, I didn't ask this actually before. Do guys and girls have separate tickets or the same ticket?
they have the same ticket.
Well, no, some places in like
Straight up, but like when you think Vegas, they have free entry, blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's what I was saying,
So
right?
But this is
honestly,
an event.
I have inquiries from guys being like, is this going to be a sausage fest? It's not going to be a sausage fest. It wasn't last year. We are taking into consideration that guys usually buy the lounges, girls, that's just the way it is.
We get it.
Yeah, like we're not stupid, but
Accomplice looks a lot nicer for the women.
but like literally, like guys will call or email our our account and they'll be like, so should we bring girls or is it gonna
Shut
be,
up!
yeah,
Somebody
like,
sent you an email. Should we bring our own girls?
Dead ass, like they were like, so should we bring
me
girls?
in like 5 years?
Yeah, no,
Do I need to bring my own women, or
Yeah.
are they provided?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna get
It's
canceled for that.
but these are it's kind of funny, the questions that I
I
get,
can imagine.
and I don't even know how to answer it, but I'm like, yo, bring girls, like someone's gonna be happy about that, so I don't know.
No, but it's
It's a
not something
question.
that I really think about, because I'm coming either way. I'm gonna have the best time either way, whether there's
Yeah.
100 girls or 1,000. But you think about it, you're spending a lot of money. You're getting a table. You're dropping 20 G's. Okay, like I want girls around me. Am I gonna bring mine with my tickets, or are they gonna
Yeah.
be some nice ones?
And it's like for that weekend to get the best of the best bottle service girls, like it's war. Like you need I have the best out of the best this year.
Okay, let me. I'll tell you if you have. Let me see them.
I will show you.
I'll scan
Yeah.
through them. I'll let you know. I'm kidding.
Like I have like just the best like lineup team of everyone working this event, and it's just there's just no comparison. And people are like, I don't know how you're gonna top last year, and I was like, watch me.
It's gonna
I
be
can't-
the
I
event
love
of
the
the weekend.
confidence.
Yeah,
the confidence. I
can't
love
wait.
it.
Yeah, you have to have it.
I
'Cause
agree.
this
Well, when you're doing something of that
industry,
magnitude, yeah.
Where they all think I'm interns, they'll chew you up
That's
and
so
spit
funny.
you out.
You
That's
need
so-
to be confident in the industry, but you also like you have to be that type of go-getter person, like you said. You can't get tired. You can't do this. You have to push through.
You
and then
can't-
only certain people are like this.
So like today, like I was like something happened. I was like, I'm gonna fucking lose. Like and then I was like, there's no time to lose it. Time is money. Like I don't have time. Because the more that I like freak out about something, the less time I have to figure out a solution. Like you need to be really strong-minded. And I go home and I still am like, this is crazy. And I wake up and I'm like, I thank God that I have this opportunity. I still have my health. I still have my family. And this is just a really cool opportunity. And I'm thankful that I've been put in it. And I can see how far I can push myself, because God will never give you something that you can't overcome. So just keep grinding, keep doing it, and stay positive. And you can only control so much. So just have fun doing it and work your ass off.
And that's a good point to wrap on.
Yeah.
That was a good
Good,
one.
maybe
That was
you're gonna do
good.
that.
Yeah.
Did you? Then why didn't you do it?
Because I was gonna, but then I saw you like building
Then-
things in
then
your
you
mouth.
stopped me.
I
Then
like
you
saw
stopped
you
me.
like started like getting a grin. You're like,
Then you stopped me, be like, you know what? I got this, Ricky.
no, go
You
ahead.
can do it. This is Danny's first episode back on air.
Danny, thank you for joining me.
Oh, I'm happy to be
This is
here.
the first time we've had 2 women and 1 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
whoa.
fun.
And we're both kind of interviewing. Like I'm like,
Oh, this has been a blast.
Yeah.
People want to find out more about you personally and everything that you're doing. Where can they go? How can they find you?
Well, I mean, I guess my Instagram is kind of the only thing that I have active on any social media. So it would be Sara Nasso.
Without the H?
Without the H. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, I'll post on my LinkedIn eventually about what I'm doing.
The Grand Prix is going to be over. She's going to be like, yeah, by the way, I hosted this event.
It's kind of funny
Surprise.
because all the vendors and people that I'm working with, you know, like they know I'm legit and who I'm working with, and they're adding me on LinkedIn. And I'm like,
wait, have you even told your parents?
I told my parents, and it was really cute because they were like, should we come? And I was like, absolutely not.
It's like, Mom, Dad, no, you're
not
cool
not
enough.
my first event. Like I just need to be in the zone for it. But yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I'm just.
I have a funny story about my mom at my first event I ever threw.
Okay, can you say?
I'll tell it off air.
Okay, sorry guys, you don't get.
I don't want to put Elaine on blast here. But yeah, Sarah, thank you for joining us.
Thanks,
this was
guys.
fun. I'm excited for this event.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Maybe Danny will get lucky and come with me. Who knows?
Yeah, Danny, you have to come.
Who knows? Well, I have an extra ticket. I have
an extra ticket. Sorry, Danny.
Grand Prix. Well, because my parents are like, my brother and his wife are going, and then they're like, hey, we're not gonna buy 5 tickets. It's just an awkward number, right? You never buy 5 because I have my own room, 2 beds, like everything. So my parents
Have
like,
your own room?
What if you're dating?
Danny's
someone?
like, you'll pull up.
They're like, what if you're dating someone by then? I was like, yeah, I guess, or I could just sell it and make like bank. But then I'm like, I have my own room. I'm still there. But then what if I meet someone at these parties?
Okay, that's like where my mind's at.
If I sell my ticket, if I sell that, because that extra ticket belongs to me. If I sell
it.
I can sell it at.
Hey, let's talk about this off air. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
You're welcome, guys. Thanks for having me.
If you made it to the end of this, we appreciate you. Danny appreciates you the most. Guys, thank you, and stay tuned till next week. And we'll see you at the party June 17th.
Saturday, June 17th starts at 7 p.m.
Boom.
Bye.
You like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain, and I don't remember all of my mistakes and every high. Got alone with no one thing. You're not alright. I'm not alright.